Hi, welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now, and let's talk about the numbers which are making headlines for now at this particular round. This is the AMFI monthly data that has come out, and look at the numbers which have come up. It clearly shows the trend where investors are investing. So, if you talk about net inflow as far as equity is concerned, it has gone up to 2911, which is more than what we expected or we saw last month, which is 690, but the large cap is definitely in action because here the numbers have gone down slightly, but again we can see the inflows going up from 971 crores. It has come up to 1639 crores. This is the inflow. Even small caps have again got back in flavor. So there was a churning which we saw in the last month's numbers, and investors were moving away from mid cap, small cap, but this looks like it's back in the flavor, especially small cap. The numbers as compared to 3476 crores have gone up to 4406 crores in small cap categories, and again the trend is followed in mid cap inflow also. Mid cap funds number compared to 3807, it's come up to 4489. So again we can see the mid cap and small cap along with large cap is in flavor. But then what also very noticeable is the sectoral or thematic inflow in mutual funds that we can see. From 1366 crores it has gone up to 1864 crores. So a lot of churning going on, and we cannot miss to highlight SIP numbers once again at record high 29,911, which is very close to 30,000 crores. So we can see the interest in equity and also the kind of equity diversification that investors are really opting. Let's get connected to our experts and let's decode this particular trend more. We're obviously joined by Kunal Bothra and Sharmila Joshi, but we also have Seemant Shukla, CEO Quantum AMC, joining on this particular numbers. Seemant, hi, welcome. Welcome to Buy Now, Sell Now. Let's focus on the numbers, and again we can see a new record as far as equity inflow is concerned and SIP is concerned. So, what we can see or observe is investors are really trying to experiment different categories and not to miss the importance of diversification that we can clearly see in these numbers. SIP again close to 30,000 crores. And the mid cap and small caps, which were out of flavor or were seeing low inflow, have again come back in action.
So certainly, I think number are encouraging. Because, last month has not been, it's a flattish return, almost 1 to 3% types in index side, but SIP number has gone up by almost 400 crore, which is a good thing because people were worried about that the checking of patience with the investor. Is it just a short-term phenomena or long-term? I think this shows that investors are getting mature and understanding that equity returns and especially SIP are a long-term disciplined way of investment rather than a earlier time of perception that people are buying just because the market is doing great. So it shows that a good maturity on investor side. Certainly, one number which need to the detail yet to come, that how much cancellation is happening, because last 2 months we have seen that number of cancellation on SIP on account size was slightly above than the average. So that number has yet to be checked because the number has just got announced. So at a broader number looks okay. Another thing is a number which I was just seeing, that gold number has slightly dipped compared to last month or last 3 months rather. Maybe because of profit booking and some amount of maybe a gold price. There are both contrarian view. There are people who are saying that it might correct, and there are people who are bullish. But that's some number which has dipped. Otherwise, overall looks nice. SIP number, I think, which is core month-on-month basis, we are almost not touching 30,000 crore. It's a great number from any perspective. So hope to see that this mature investor thought process continues.
Right. Seemant, I just want to focus on the cancellation part, because this has always made headlines and always a point which is very concerning, because although we are seeing the numbers very encouraging, SIP every month making a record high, at the same time the cancellation is also making headlines. So I just want to understand that trend, and now we are just waiting for that number as well, which we might get in few hours. So we'll clearly the net participation figure as well. But having said that, in terms of percentage, if you can just tell me the overall cancellation trend that has gone up.
So October month was, I think, 60 gross SIP count came and 15 was net. So 45, 44 was cancellation, and prior to that, September was 57 coming in at a gross level, and 13 or 14 were net number. So these were the last 2 month numbers, which was slightly higher on cancellation. But last year also, if you remember, August, September, post that correction, we saw this type of thing. And I think maybe the new investor who might have come, that's my guesswork or gut feeling, that who has seen a dip even in SIP might be churning out. So we have to see this month number, whether it has continued that trend or not.
But Seemant, hi morning. This is Shrishti also joining in. But the other interesting number that even Kavita was flagging off was the move in the thematic funds. Give us some sense that as per you, which sectors or which themes are working well and which funds rather are doing well, where the investors are finding some hopes and they are putting their money over there.
So I think thematic NFO, if you see, quite a good number of thematic NFO has raised money in last 2 to 3 years. If you see, starting with maybe from defense and consumer and other thing, and some amount of passive and as well as international fund we have seen. So broadly, I personally feel that any investor should look more for a core diversified portfolio rather than getting into thematic, because thematic we have seen not only for this rally, if you look back 2003, 4, 5 data at that time, infra and other things came up like a theme, and later on it got out of Fed. So yeah, right now the money is coming up. Some amount are even thematic NFOs is quite a bit number. If I'm not wrong, some 100 plus NFO in last 1 year has seen sizable amount of money flowing in. But personally, I feel that these are slightly, until unless that theme is not very long term, people should be worried around that. And any diversified fund can play on any theme. It's not required that you have to play on that theme and restrict yourself as a fund manager. So we personally, we as a house also feel that thematic is not the should not be the core of the portfolio. Sometimes it's worrisome for us.
Seemant, I really want to understand, a bit of investor mindset over here, especially looking at the mid-cap and small-cap numbers. So when we talk about sector or thematic, definitely we're looking at return chasing. But then what is the trend in mid-cap and small-cap? Due to what reason do you think it has gone up? Because over here, we are not even seeing good returns coming up. So what exactly the investor is looking at, when we look at the inflow numbers for the last month, has gone up definitely.
So I think my guesswork, I think somebody has shared way back. It's not a recent data, but data was that quite a bit large amount of SIP flow is into small and mid cap, and rightly so, because the volatility of these asset class or sub asset class is slightly higher. So it's always good to go for that. Second thing I think is small cap as a theme. Also, we feel that as the country is growing, the large cap do not reflect the entire economy the way country is growing. There are new sectors, number of sectors. I think there are 4 or 5 more sectors in small and mid cap, 17 in mid cap, and around 15, 14 in that way. So participation in a larger economy is good, and in long term, no doubt, rally wise, small cap last 1 year has not done, but before that it was a good. So more of a SIP money is coming in. One view is that. Second thing is good that it's not a lump sum money which has been poured into a small cap. So from that perspective, I think for a longer period of building a portfolio, small and mid should do well for any. But broadly, core can be a diversified or a diversified flexi fund can be.
All right, so that's where the interest is among investors. And thank you so much, Simanth, for taking time out and helping us decode the trend as per these AMFI numbers. Thank you so much for joining us today.